Am I the asshole for reporting my wife's cousin to his employer? My wife's cousin is a sheriff's deputy in a southern U.S. state. He is in his mid-20s and I've known him for about a decade. My wife and I live in a northern state, so I don't see him very often, usually just on Xmas or Thanksgiving. I've never really had a problem with him, but for as long as I've known him he has struck me as entitled and naive. Becoming a cop has been his dream since before I knew him, and he's very proud of the fact that he achieved it. Since we live so far away from most of my wife's family, there is a group chat with a lot of family members that people use to keep in touch. Over the last year or so, my wife's cousin has a habit of posting videos and pictures of things related to his job that I disagree with. Some of these include body cam footage of arrests, body cam footage of people in vulnerable or traumatic situations, and plenty of videos of insensitive jokes from him and other police officers. Now, I'm no expert on police matters, but I'm pretty sure he shouldn't be sharing those things with people. Since it's not my family, I've kept my mouth shut to the group, but have told my wife privately that her cousin could probably get in trouble if he was found out for leaking these things to family members. She said that her cousin is just very proud of being a cop and this is his way of looking for recognition and pats on the back because he has always needed to be praised. A couple weekends ago, he sent body cam footage of him and another officer mocking a person they were arresting for DUI. The things they said and the way they treated that man made me sick to my stomach. It was like to them, this guy was less than human. They showed such a callous disregard for him as a person that for me, it was the last straw. I told my wife that since it was her family, I was going to give her a chance to say something to her cousin, otherwise I was going to contact his supervisor and let them know what he has been doing. She called her cousin to talk with him, but he literally laughed at her on the phone. He said these people are criminals, so why should he give a crap what they think about how they are treated? After the call, my wife came to me and said her cousin is in a hole and that it's okay with her if I contacted his department. So I looked up his department info, created an anonymous email, and sent over the whole collection of pictures and videos that the cousin ever sent out. After a couple back and forth emails from them asking questions about how I obtained those items, they thanked me for the information and I didn't hear back from them. A couple days later, my wife's aunt, cousin's mother, blew up the group chat looking for whoever contacted the sheriff because her son was now on paid suspension and desk duty. I told them all it was me that did it. Now my wife's entire family hates me and thinks I'm a huge a-hole. But my wife and I feel we did the right thing.
Not the asshole. These kinds of people are the reason people hate cops and it makes me sick to my stomach. Whenever people interact with these kinds of people they begin to think all law enforcement are like this.
Definitely not the asshole. That man has no business being in a position of authority. You absolutely did the right thing. Besides, the cousin and family are going to get over it, because he's going to get everything he wants right back. We all know that cops don't ever get in any real trouble for a damn thing.
Your wife's cousin requires constant reassurance for what a great job he's doing, so he sends you videos and pics of people in vulnerable situations? I don't buy it. He sounds cruel and heartless. His attitude is a perfect example of what's wrong with policing, among many, many other things. Not the asshole.
Not the asshole. I'm not normally one that's fond of involving someone's employer, but these were actions taken while on the job, so I feel it was appropriate. Plus, I respect that you stood up and said, "It was me," when they asked who told.
Not the asshole. Twere me. I would have sent them to news agencies and social media platforms. It's typical for the police departments and unions to sweep this crap under the rug. Not the asshole. He's mad that he was caught. His family's mad that he was caught. No one but you is actually addressing the issue that he shouldn't be acting this way or in a position of authority. You did the right thing. As someone in a southern state, thank you. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. People deserve dignity.
Not the asshole. You and your wife gave him an opportunity to stop and he just doubled down. In today's environment, it's important for those who do wrong face the consequences of their actions. If what he was doing was acceptable, he would not be on suspension. He brought this upon himself.
Not the asshole. Remember this, he shared what he thought was funny or, as your wife put it, thought he would receive praise for. Not any of the times he felt he crossed the line and was too ashamed to share, and if you think that those times didn't happen, that the person who thought these things were okay never crossed the line to anything that could result in a lawsuit against the department, that would be foolish and naive. Good job.
A police officer who constantly needs praise. What could go wrong? Since your wife's family is so mad, you should ask them if they would like it if one of their children was arrested and the arrest was released on video. Ask them if they want to hear disparaging remarks about their daughter's body or the fact that grandfather moves so slow. I get that each office culture is different, but this is bordering on dehumanizing people. Criminals are still people. This need to share these videos and his constant need for praise is troubling. Not the asshole. The bodycan is for the department to keep track of police behavior so they can cut back the douchebaggery, and isn't supposed to be released like that. This was probably just the last bit that pushed his punishment over the edge. Not the asshole. All cats are beautiful.
Not the asshole. You did the right thing.
Not the asshole. He can't demand privacy if he's posting videos online. My wife's cousin is a sheriff's deputy. Because he has always needed to be praised. This checks out. You are definitely not the asshole. There's only one a-hole here, sir, and it tain't you.
He wants recognition and pats on the back for being a cop? I have a lot of respect for cops and the military, but I'm pretty sure if you get into that line of duty looking to earn recognition and thanks from every person you meet, you're in it for the wrong reasons. It is a public service people do so others can live in peace. It's selfless. People in this job for the wrong reasons should be fired because they abuse authority. Definitely not the asshole.
Created an anonymous email. I told them all it was me that did it. Kind of pointless to make an anonymous email.
Not the asshole. Coming from a person where my dad is a police officer, what the cousin was doing was way illegal. If not illegal, then at least against police protocol. He did that to himself cause eventually someone would have found the pictures and videos and reported him anyway. Not the asshole. And you're dealing with two types of asshole here, the shitty cop and his shitty cop buddies, and the people who enabled and defended them. A few shitty cops make it hard for all good cops.
Not the asshole, but admitting you did it was a bad move. I would highly advise getting a dashcam and having a good lawyer on retainer.
Suspended with pay. That's less than a slap on the wrist. He's getting away with his shittiness with zero repercussion. Not the asshole. I wouldn't have been so kind. I'd have made this shit publicly available so he and his friends could be publicly shamed for all to see.
Not the asshole. I hope your wife's cousin has some reflection on what he has done wrong while on desk duty. NTA. Literally anyone can be cop. Lol at him thinking that's an achievement. Paid suspension is basically like PTO, IDKY his family is having a cow over it. Keep calling out shitty cops, my friend. Not the asshole. I hope he loses his job.
Not the asshole. Anyone who says otherwise doesn't realize that cops should never mock the people they're supposed to protect and serve. It's a shame that people think otherwise. Thank you for doing what you did. I can't even begin to imagine how many cops do this type of shit unchecked.
People like your wife's cousin are why people want to defund the police. Not the asshole. You made the world a better place than he did as a cop. What you did was brave and commendable. In every career there are good apples and bad apples, and I believe every person should be held responsible for their actions. Thank you for stepping up.
Not the asshole. Also, you might consider sending that information to the local newspaper too, just because the citizens that cop serves deserve to know what kind of person they're hiring to protect and serve their community.
Not the asshole.
Not the asshole. Cops like this are the sum of the reasons people hate cops. No matter the crime, it's not the cop's place to pass judgment. It's not his place to share that information with anyone other than the ones that need to see it. What if that footage got out to the wrong person? What if it hurt an innocent person by his callous disregard?
I would have posted it on the internet for the world to see and tagged his name, place of employment, and the city council. There are Reddit groups that would make sure that type of behavior went viral, especially if he is in Texas, or Georgia. So if you think about it like that, you really took the nice way cause he is family. Tell anyone who comes for you that if you really wanted to destroy his life you would have made those videos public.
Info. Why did you create an anonymous email and then admit for sending the videos?
Not the asshole. Cops need to be held accountable for their actions.
He and cops like him are why we are in the middle of so much social and political unrest. They are the ones that give cops a bad name and should be removed from their places of authority. You and your wife did the right thing. Thank you for being brave enough to take action when it was needed.
Not the asshole. Unfortunately, these are the type of people that give others a bad name in whatever career field or family they are in. These bad apples never seems to see their wrongdoings, only how others are encroaching on them. Is kinda what's wrong with our society as a whole.
Not the point of the story, but I am sick of police officers who kneel on necks or shoot people in the back being on paid leave. Anywhere I've worked that was called a vacation, need a vacation. Just kill someone. P.S. Not the asshole.
Not the asshole. You did the right thing. He violated his job policies and you gave him a chance to stop, but he ignored it. That's his own damn fault.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you for your bravery. This is what we all need to be doing to keep law enforcement honest. Not the asshole. The fact that he thought that was acceptable is a glaring example of what's wrong with the way many police forces function these days. They stop treating suspects with humanity and dignity and they go too far.
Not the asshole. You did the right thing. Hopefully this is a learning experience for your wife's cousin that he needs to take his job more seriously and treat people with respect.
This is exactly why people hate the police.
Not the asshole. Law enforcement officers hold people's lives in their hands. It's a huge risk to public safety having officers running around without empathy for the people they interact with day after day, let alone those who believe themselves entitled to abuse the general public for laughs. This guy has no business being in a position of power. You did the right thing.
Not the asshole. I keep saying it. Outside of something like a kid's unlicensed lemonade stand, reporting someone for breaking the law is not an asshole move.
Not the asshole.
Not the asshole, and the results are terrible as well. Paid leave FFS. Call me petty and naive for thinking people deserve to be treated like, well, people, but I'd be the type of person to send the files and story to the local news station in hopes they run the story. He deserves to be canned and barred from being in any form of authority position.
Not the asshole. When you have 100 silent good cops and one bad cop, you actually just have 101 bad cops.
Definitely not the asshole, and I'm sorry you have to deal with a family of bootlickers. Glad your wife is on your side, and hopefully this bad apple is taken out before it spoils the bunch anymore.